Hello, everybody. How are you doing? How you doing? You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Man, I keep forgetting to turn my earphones up, and so I think I'm not on. No, Cindy, you haven't turned the box up. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great morning, and that I hope you've all had your breakfast. I haven't, and I'm sitting here looking at this 7-layer brownie that they have from Conroe Coffee. And I just can't wait to get to that. But I learned my lesson the other day when I just wanted something salty. I brought some cashew nuts in here, and I thought I'd eat them whenever we have the break. But, you can't eat them that fast, and they break off, and they got stuck in my throat, and I'm trying to, sign to Richard, talk, do something. I can't. And the cough button wasn't helping me because I couldn't make a sound. Anyway, it got okay, but yikes. So you shouldn't be eating and then trying to get back to talking on the radio. So I learned that lesson, and I'm trying to do better. Yes, I am. But this is the time everybody eats breakfast, and you're hungry. But I usually never eat a normal breakfast anyway. I don't know about you guys, but if you wake up really early, and I'll get up like at 5, and then by 8 or 9 or 10, I'm ready for lunch, not breakfast, lunch, and no one's serving it at that time. So anyway, I have to make some spaghetti or make something at home so that I can eat. But it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, I'm ready to eat. But that's why I like Conroe Coffee, though. They do have, you can get a ham and cheese sandwich, this croissant that's out of this world. So I'm going to have to make them a sponsor. I'm talking too much about them, and they ain't paying nothing up. But they do let their customers look in on our show. And yesterday was the first time we really got to see a bunch of people standing there and looking, and they're hearing what we're saying. But I think it's like a 30-second or 3-day delay or something. Anyway, they look at us funny because it doesn't match what our mouths is saying. Anyway, you guys, lots of stuff going on, so many things happening. And not only in the political world, but everywhere, there's stuff going on. And we're going to talk later about what a great gift, and then really literally from God, to Texas. And maybe a lot of people that we can start really feeling like we can become independent from the Middle East and the oil and all. So we're going to talk about that and get into the story that I found on Rig Zone. Richard will be so happy about that. I found this in their magazine, this energy magazine, that announced what all is going on in Texas and how exciting this is. And we'll be talking about that later on today. But, I heard about this story on Fox. I was listening to Fox, and here's LeBron James, and his coach is Phil Jackson? Yeah. Isn't that right, Richard? Phil Jackson?
Well, that's a coach in the NBA, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was talking about, it's not LeBron's coach now, but he was talking about LeBron and his posse. And he said the word posse. And you would have thought he'd have said the N-word. LeBron James got very upset with him. And it started this little tiff among the, in their world. And he wants him to apologize and all that. So I wish they'd make a book. Just if they send out a book once in a while and say, okay, now these are the words that can get you in a lot of trouble. And so don't say these words anymore. And we have like another dictionary, like the politically correct dictionary or the too sensitive for school dictionary, and things that you can say and not say. And so anyway, posse now is a word that, anyway, in LeBron James, his group and who he runs with, they don't like that name being said. And we've said like crew, your followers, or whatever you want to say. You got to give us the right name so that we say the right thing and not upset anybody. And and that goes a long way, like with the little college kids and the high school kids that are out protesting and missing tests and missing time. I don't know how they're going to make all that up. But that stuff is still going on. They are still out protesting. How long will the schools allow that? That's what I'd like to know. Like, are you going to give them a time limit to protest?
No, I bet you anything what they do, Cindy, is they don't let you know until the end of the school year. Oh, by the way, since you're in that protest, we realized that accumulated over 2 weeks, so you have to repeat the grade.
Yeah, we're going to give you a Trump sayism. Listen to this. You've been demoted. You're fired.
No, I always feel like that's how school districts handle issues like this. They don't really know what to say immediately, but they'll tell you at the end of the school year. That's like when they do the final updates on everybody. It's like, oh, by the way, we don't want to give you a warning. This is how we're going to handle it now.
Right.
And that happens a lot with a lot of issues they deal with. It's just kind of like, oh, by the way,
you're right.
we're going to charge you X. They tried to do that to me at ACU. They tried to charge.
They did?
Yeah, because they failed to find me a roommate in my dormitory, and they basically never really contacted me about it.
And you didn't raise any flag, of course.
No, because my roommate moved out. Actually, this happened 2 years in a row. Both roommates moved out for personal reasons, for like leaving school, not because of me being a bad roommate. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget the guy coming up to me and was like, "Yeah, I noticed that you haven't had a roommate for a whole year, so we're going to charge you for a single room, which is like, I think it's 100, like almost 120% more."
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at the guy, and I was like, I'm not going to pay that, right?
Oh, man.
And he just goes, well, I mean, this is what we're going to have to give you. And I was like, I'm not going to pay that, right? Because that's not my burden. That's your burden to find me a roommate.
Right.
Because I signed a sheet.
That's true.
Saying, just find me a roommate. I don't care. And so, that was, they try to charge me money. So that's probably what they're going to do for those kids. They're going to be like, hey, sorry, you're probably
going to say,
go to summer school.
They need a robocall with Donald Trump's voice on it saying, you failed, and that would be perfect. That's what they need.
Because you look at it as a school, because they basically do it by the numbers. Because that's why they really do attendance. Because when they apply for next year's money, they show how many students were counted each day and how many students, and that's really how they accumulate. Because they actually have a value per student per head every time they are in school. So,
I know that. And when they call and they're all upset, like, is Johnny sick? What's wrong?
Yeah.
That's just how much money that they're losing because Johnny's not there.
And when it comes down to the protests, I don't really know what they're going to classify it as.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they could take it as a sick day and you get X amount of sick days. And I bet that's what they'll try to do. They'll try to finagle their way to, like, say the student doesn't miss any more days of school. Like, when you look at his attendance, he's sick day.
Well, have you heard about...
If it doesn't hurt his grade point.
Right. Have you heard about the blanket pardon that they're asking the president to do over all of the illegal aliens that are in the states right now? Have you heard about that? And so they were asking a judge today on TV, is that legal? Can he really do that? And they said yes, that they could do a blanket pardon over people that are right now here in the states right now, and they were going, what? And they said, yeah, it's something that has been proposed and he's looking at, but no one's. But
well, I mean, the financial cost of handling that all of that would be horrible.
Well, if it's like,
because imagine the outrage of the people going through the legal way.
Sure, of course, it's always been the problem. But if he does this, then they'd have to have a way to identify when those people, were here. They can't be outside of that time frame that he puts it down. Is it 2016, 2017, or whatever it is, that he has authority to make a pardon and then make a pardon like this that would last. So I'm following that. I think that is so interesting if he's considering it, and then the legal ramifications of it and how they would handle that, and how someone would come forward and come out of the shadows, as they say, and state, okay, I got pardoned by President Obama, and this is when I've been here, and this is how long I've been here, and so I'm in within that date. What would they do? So, anyway, that's what they're talking about, and I thought that was really, really cool. Hey, tomorrow, I was let everybody know that Brianna Donahoe is going to be with me tomorrow. I loved Brianna. I have her come on and we do like the girl talk thing, but she's going to come on and talk about, here's the 3 things about being a single mom, and they have a group that she wants to tell everyone about, if you want to be a part of this in this area, in the Montgomery County area, a group that you can join, and the different things that they do talk about. And then also she is big into fantasy football, and she's taught classes for women to learn how to do the fantasy football stuff. In fact, during our meeting, she pulls out the phone and says, "You're just going to have to wait a minute. I got to deal with the fantasy football thing." So then, and then also she's going to talk about being 106 pounds lighter. So that always perks up everybody's ear, like, okay, so you're going to help me get through this. But I'm going to put on, this afternoon I'll put on my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show, I'm going to put on a picture that she has. She has a picture with her in the beginning of this diet and then halfway through. And then I told her to hold it up to her face, and I took a picture of it, and it shows these three stages that she's kind of gone through, and it's amazing. And I'll put that up on my Facebook page soon. The Cindy Cochran Show, COCHRAN. So be looking for that. And then of course today we have to talk about new movies that just came out and what you want to go see. And I have not seen but 2 movies, Troll and Doctor Strange. So I need some counseling, some advice about, well, here's the order you should go see them in, Cindy. This is when they're really good. So if you'll do that, that would be awesome. We're going to take a break right now. You are listening to The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Lone Star Boxer Rescue is a nonprofit organization serving Montgomery County and surrounding areas, dedicated to the health and well-being of the boxer breed. Lone Star Boxer Rescue is run and managed 100% by volunteers since 1999. Our main objective is to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome boxers that come to us from many sources, including local animal shelters, owner surrenders, and strays. For more information about Lone Star Boxer Rescue, visit our website at lsbr.org.
Hi, this is BJ Orner from Montgomery County Performing Arts Society. I'm here to remind you to get your tickets now for all the upcoming events that McPass has to offer. All shows will be held at the beautiful Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. Call 936-441-7469 for your tickets today, or go to our website, www.mcpass.org, for more information. Hope to see you at the show.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial, and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. I I got to do a hello to Don, a hello to Dennis, a hello to Brianna, and a hello to all the people that are listening today. If you want me to do a shout out to you, just let me know. And you can, on my Facebook, say, hey, Cindy, what's up? Hey, Cindy, I don't like your subject matter. Hey, Cindy, I've got a really interesting guest you need to be talking to. Because otherwise, I've got to feed you with some information. I got to let you know what's going on. Did you know that the Southwest Freeway has been changed to I-69? It's not the Southwest Freeway anymore. It's I-69. And even the traffic people are still having trouble with it. It drives them crazy that's been changed. So I've seen that come up on your, when you're GPSing and it says I-69. You go, what is I-69? What? And so I-59, I-45, but not I-69. So anyway, that happened a while back, but it's just now starting to creep into our lives and our GPSs. So that's, you need to know about that. Have you heard the flack that has been going on? I thought it'd be over like in a day, but it keeps going on, so you have to talk about it. Is that Donald Trump decides to go out to dinner with his family to 21, and he didn't tell the press. And the press got so mad about it. But, and you consider, well, that's par for the course. But here's the deal. Here's why they're mad about it. And I didn't know they consider themselves. They feel like they are his body camera. And that if he were to be assassinated or something happened to him, they need to be there. Because this is what, what they said was when they were talking about the flack and the reporters would say, but here's what you guys don't understand. This isn't, we're just griping or whining about it, is that we were there when JFK was assassinated. We were there whenever Ronald Reagan got hit wanted to be assassinated. And so we're important. We need to be there to cover this, to capture it, or whatever it may be. God forbid. They did use the God forbid at the end of it, so that was pretty nice.
I thought it was kind of strange when they were doing this report. They showed the actual proof and what they're trying to say, so they're showing a bunch of assassination attempts. Right. I was like, man, that's kind of weird.
It was creepy. It was just, what kind of justification was that? They were upset. Oh, my word. He's, President-elect. I thought, well, after January, then you worry about these things. But they're wanting to be, and I guess they feel like they deserve access right now for everything that he does. And I just thought, wow, I wonder how he's actually going to get along with people that do that kind of stuff, that the press having to be there, and everybody knows how he feels about the press. And then what kind of leverage do they have? But I think that even Obama had said at different times he went to Hawaii and he skipped out and snuck out and didn't tell the press he was going to go, play golf. And they got upset. But it did make 3 days of news, people talking about this and saying, is this how he's going to be? And all of the already saying stuff about how his transition team and all that is in disarray. And then they come out, no, we're not. And plus, there's ahead of schedule of a lot of different presidents, even President Obama had a schedule of getting some things and people hired and all that. But they said that Trump was not aware that he had 4,000 jobs he's going to have to fill before he takes office. So they're going through, too, and looking at what they can, get away with not having, and that it's not really necessary. So that's going to probably make some people a little scared. But this was funny. It's kind of a weird thing, and you'll hear it tonight when you watch the news. They'll talk about this, that Obama has delayed and telling the people to stay out of the Oval Office that were coming in to doing that transition and trying to get it ready for Trump, and doing some internal stuff that needs to be done, infrastructure stuff. And he said no, he doesn't want that done while he's still in office. And when he leaves, then they can come in and do that. So that's going to put like 30 days of Trump having to go stay in his Trump Tower, or go stay in the new hotel there in D.C. And what's funny is that it looks like it may be a come down anyway for them to stay in the White House, in the sense of the accommodations and all that, so it's not going to really hurt. But it's just a silly little thing. It's just like the team that took the W's off of all the typewriters, I guess, at that point, and then the computers, all the W's were gone, and so to just make their life and aggravate their life. It's like little college kids doing stuff like that. But anyway, so every day is going to be an interesting transition, and we'll have a lot to be talking about things that actually take place. And there's so many things in the world right now that we have to look at, so many different wars that are going on, and that we're going to have to either become a part of or, take ourselves out of, depending on what the decision-making part's going to be. Trump has said he doesn't want any war, but he wants to take ISIS out. And the speculation of he and Putin coming together to eradicate them, that would be very interesting. But, you just got to watch your back. And I think the thing about keeping your enemies even closer to you, to know what's going on, to make sure you're there and you're right there on top of things, it's going to just be fascinating to watch. And I love the fact that we will, we'll be kept, we'll be kept up on what's going on in the news. But because of 70% of the people now don't trust the news, it's going to be difficult to wade our way through that. That's why you need to listen to the Cindy Cochran Show, because my perception of things is so good. Don't ask Richard, but it's so good that it usually will play out correctly about what's going on and what the real story is. That's what we want to find out, is the real story. Now, I watch all of the news outlets. I watch all of them, and even C-SPAN. I'll sit and watch C-SPAN so I can see how it's coming out and what's really happening through that. Now, I'm not saying I'm going out and doing, undercover investigation or anything like that. But if you watch everything, then you kind of get a sense, because you see that a lot of people have talking points. And when you hear the word talking points, you hear that same phrase, like it's already baked in to the cake there. When they were talking about Hillary and the emails, they were saying that's already baked in to how the people feel about her, and they're not going to judge her through that and all that. If I had heard the word, it's baked in, it's already baked in, they kept saying that over and over again. All of the news outlets, so that you see there's talking points and there's things to say, this is how you say it and all. And we get sick of it because it's 24/7. Now, I know a lot of you have more to do in your life, so you watch other things. But I have found, since this election thing is over, and you've gotten a sense of what the press is all about, that you really do feel like, I think I can get back to watching other things. And now for me to watch like an old movie, I can only get like 15, 20 minutes into it, and I still have that urge to go back and find out, what's on CNN, what's on Fox, what's on these different stations, go to the computer, see if anything has happened, because that's what I've been doing for the last year. And so it's hard to wean yourself away from that. But the speculation of the American people being so fed up and so distrustful of all of the media outlets, it's going to be interesting to see how much they believe all the stuff if they continue to spew all the negative and all that stuff, and keep inciting. A lot of times you look at what the news is saying, and if the kids are just watching the news and just getting those sound bites and stuff, to incite that kind of feeling, like I'm going to go protest, I'm leaving my school, I'm going to go out there and tell everybody that Trump is not my president. Trump is not my president. So good luck with that. So we'll see what happens. Also, we want to talk about, and this is what, I'm sure I didn't talk all my way through it, but I'm just about there. But I want to talk about the oil, the dependency that we have on oil. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And you wonder, and this is what I always wonder, I'd love to have some big oil guy that knows all what's going on. Got to find that guy to come in here and tell me, why is it that the gasoline that is in the ground, that the trucks have come and put in the ground, why is that the same, that price of that we were paying like $1, $67. We're paying that for that gas. And then all of a sudden, because there's been some little shakeup somewhere, that it's jumped. What made that gas become so high priced when it went in at a certain price? Why can't we keep it at that price till it's all gone? Then you put the new, more expensive gas in, the better gas in. It drives me crazy. And always at the point of we're going to start traveling and all that, then the price really goes up. So I would love to be able to be free from all of the stuff that has to go between when that gets to your pump, to get into your car, and what they do to it up to that point. And then tell me, why am I paying so much when we live in an the richest, we're second to the Saudi Arabia, Gwar. It's called Gwar, Gwar, where they pump most of their oil from, or where they get the oil from. And here we are sitting on all this, and we're paying almost $2 a gallon. It does not make sense to me. And I would think more people would be up in arms of the fact that just recently it seemed like that it started going down. And when you hear the prices of the barrel of oil, and you feel like, okay, now doesn't that equate to what I'm paying per gallon? No, it never does. So anyway, that just drives me crazy. But we're going to talk about this new find that they have in Midland, Texas, right around the corner from us. Here it is, and what they have found and what that may mean to us. So you are listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and I hope that you'll be right back with us. Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe, or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Here we are, another morning in Montgomery County. It's 6 a.m. and all you can do is think about hitting that snooze button. But don't. Wake up with me, your morning radio host of Mornings of Lone Star, Dick. Every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Lone Star Community Radio, join me for some music, talk, interviews, giveaways, and of course Montgomery County's weather and traffic. I'm here to make your morning start. Every weekday morning, online at irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1 with Mornings with Lone Star. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio with the Cindy Cochran Show. It's 10:29. We're going to do a weather and traffic break, then get back to the program. 74 degrees outside. Humidity is around 71%. Today will be partly cloudy with a high near 82 and a low around 66. We do expect a 40 to 70% chance of thunderstorms on Friday evening. Traffic conditions look good to go all across the board in Montgomery County. Good luck and be safe driving. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and of course worldwide at irlonestar.com. We'll be returning shortly to the Cindy Cochran Show.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Don't you wag your finger at me, Richard. He's letting me know, like, I was telling you, you're on, but I'm reading this article. It's so, I love this. I love this article from Rig Zone. I guess you'll just have to find that online. It's not on your, it's not on your coffee table, I don't think. This magazine. What are you looking like that?
You can always post to your Facebook, Cindy, so your listeners can come to your Facebook and check it out.
Yeah, but then I'm not teaching them to go look through the. No, I'm kidding. No, that's a good idea. All right, I'll put this up on the web so that you can read more about it in depth. But I'm going to read the first paragraph to you. It's so awesome. In a troubled world, the Permian Basin is the gift that keeps on giving. One portion of the giant field known as Wolfcamp Formation was found to hold 20 billion barrels of oil trapped in 4 layers of shale beneath the desert in West Texas. They call it desert in West Texas? Okay. That's almost 3 times larger than South Dakota's Bacon Play, and in the single largest U.S. unconventional crude accumulation ever assessed. Come on, mouthwork. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, at current prices, the oil is worth almost $9 billion. $900 billion. $900 billion. There is 20 million barrels of oil trapped in 4 layers of shale. Wow, that's just amazing. So all these companies now are making their way quickly to Midland area, and they're going to be exploring all that. But the thing that also is that we don't, when they say that, they've been having gushers of crude at the Permian base since 1920. Since 1920, this has been giving oil. It's because it's multiple layers of oil-soaked shale. And they're just real, through fracking and all that is what they're using now to be able to get to these levels and be able to drill. And so they can side drill and all that stuff now. So the U.S. shale regions that they've been using now is just amazing. And plus that to realize that they also have, let me find where it goes to, 1.6 billion barrels of gas liquids, and also the 16 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. This is also in that same pocket that they're looking at. So when people say we have to resource this out, I don't get it. And so now we have this amazing find. What's going to happen from it? That's what I want to follow, and that's what we need to get someone. And if you have someone that in your friend base and that is extremely well educated on what this means and how this breaks down, and when would we ever, how long would it take for us to even see this, feel this in our economy? But to know it's there and to know that fracking helped, develop the equipment to be able to get at this particular spot. So that's what's exciting too, is that all the deal about EPA's the regulations that they have put forward, and a lot of companies have had to stop production of things, and they think that it's so harmful to the to nature and all that. I don't know. We're going to get ourselves freed from people who want to kill us and that don't like us, and we're paying them millions and millions of dollars for oil, and it's right here under our feet, literally. So I just want you. I advise you to go. It's exciting to read all the things that's out there, and that I'm sure it's exciting for the oil companies that are around here that have been, having a struggle and a hard time. And so now this is great news. This is really good news. And I don't know about the pipeline that, Trump has said it'll get back to being built, and that we'll have that pipeline. And there's problems with the people that live in areas where this is going to cross, and they're having problems with that, and how that will be handled will be interesting. And to see if Trump is as good a negotiator as he has said he is. He's got a lot of, TPP and all those coming down the line that he's got to figure out and show us what kind of skills that he has. We know he has the prowess for it, but he has the skills to make those negotiations and make America great again and put us first. That will be exciting to have the first time to have it. Putting us first will be really exciting. The thing with we talked about yesterday, the cities that have become sanctuary cities and how that's going to be handled, because he wants to make that, a law, but the mayors of cities don't have to abide by a federal law. That is not, mandated on them. But if they don't, the only way that Congress can get them and encourage them to do that is to withhold, federal funds. So that has become kind of what they're going to do. But what would they, how would they handle that? How is that going to work out? Because de Blasio went and talked to Trump yesterday, and they spent like an hour meeting. And they weren't real great friends before this. And so de Blasio said that he came to let Trump know where he stands, that he will not tolerate whatever. And he, the big thing. He came out of the meeting, came down and said that. So Trump wasn't standing there next to him saying, yeah, that's just what you said. And that's just how you said it. And boy, did it make me frightened. But anyway, so he's had his talk with him. I wonder if Rob Emanuel will have a meeting with him. That ought to be interesting. I mean, to me, it was almost laughable when I hear that this mayor of Chicago wants to make a stance about Chicago, of all places, where all you have to look at is every so many minutes someone's getting shot there, is that this is going to be a safe haven for immigrants, illegal immigrants that want to come in, and they'll have a sanctuary city. I mean, his own citizens would like for him to consider them some people that, would like sanctuary from all the violence. And so it was very interesting to me that someone of the history that he's surrounded himself with would be, talking about, please come to our safe city in Chicago, and you're hearing all the gunfire in the background, and we'll take you in. We will be here with you at all times. So anyway, but Richard, did you know that the mayors don't have to abide by some federal, law that Congress could sign into law? They have to follow that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were. Yeah,
really, the states can really have a lot of liberties, and it's more of an agreement between the states and the federal, and then it even goes down to the smaller cities.
Right, but everybody's talking about give the states more authority, let them do that. So it was like they were asking for authority to do more independently. So, but the power of the purse is what the Congress.
Well, in the end, yeah, depending on where you are, I would say, say they want to cut federal funding in Houston. I think Houston has a good standing economically, so they might be able to do it to withstand the withholding of the money. But Chicago, definitely not. Illinois is not doing pretty good.
No, they're not. But I guess that's with the mandate.
That's the double-edged sword to having a state-run government or state-heavy government, because they can make the choices themselves.
Well, and also the people could maybe just like the bathroom thing came where we voted on it. Where it was voted.
They haven't changed that yet in North Carolina. So
no, well, in Dallas, I wonder if they changed that, because remember there was a place in Dallas that wasn't Grapevine, Irving. One of those places said that they were going to put it in. They were going to institute where you had to have a restroom dedicated to that. And but I haven't heard anything much about that lately. I mean, it's like it's kind of died down. That it's not a big deal right now. But I just wonder when Trump gets into office, and especially something like that, I see him saying, "Let the state take care of it," because he he believes in that. I think that's what it sounds like when he was campaigning, that he did believe that the states need more power. And this, the Convention of States, the thing that has been growing and growing about if you get 2/3 of the states to come together and agree on this, they can start pushing back on things the federal government's putting on them. So that's what Denton Florian is real big into that. So,
the biggest example right now is the marijuana laws that passed over the election. I mean, I think there's like 4 new states that now allow recreational marijuana, and that's an exact example of the federal government not intervening on something that is federally against the law.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, of course, there's other domino effects to that. Like probably one of the most interesting things, and I think we talked about that, is the cash in that business is banks like Bank of America and statewide banks that are cross statewide. Is they're not allowed to take that money that's made from marijuana sales, and so that was one of the biggest issues. These places that are selling the drugs is they have to go to credit unions, and they have to go and like even credit unions don't want to take it.
Yeah,
because under the federal laws, they can just come in and confiscate all that money. So banks aren't wanting to touch
because they're on both sides of the fence. Yeah.
And that's one, and it opens a door for the FDA to come in and just be like, oh, all that money frozen. And banks thrive on money because that's what they do with your money. They invest it and they do other things like that. They don't just literally hold it for you.
Right.
So banks aren't touching it, and that's one thing I always wondered what the stats are on robberies. Because if you can imagine how much money these places, like cash, I'm talking about cash.
Yes.
So, because I think it's even an issue with credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So you're saying that when they do these deals, in legitimate deals, they go into a store and they buy. It's all cash. Is it all cash related?
Well, primarily at the very beginning, yes.
Okay.
Because the way credit cards work, if you know, is basically the credit card company takes your money,
right,
and then they deposit it later in the business. So, and a lot of banks are like, I don't want to touch that money,
right, because they're afraid of the confiscation from the government. That's interesting. I love that. Well, I wanted to remind everybody, and this comes up, and I'm sitting there talking to Richard, and he reminded me of this, is that today at 12 o'clock is Joy Sheath Real Talk. It's called Real Talk, and I'm going to be a guest on there. And I'm a good guest, right, Richard? Don't you think that I'm a good guest on Richard's show? I mean, on Joey's show, right?
Yeah, you're all right.
Okay, thank you. I like that. No, it's great. Joey's so good. He's so smart, so brilliant, such a millennial, but not in the sense that you think. He's trying to...
You mean he was born during that time? So,
no.
Yeah, he's a millennial.
No, I didn't say... I said he's such a millennial. No, he's... he breaks the mold of that. I mean, because you think of millennials being one way. Joey's not that way. He's not that way at all. He's very mature, very excited about things, a lot of passion in a lot of subject matters, and he's great. He's just a great guy. So he has his show, Real Talk, and that's what Richard, our producer here, and our owner of the station, he allows you to come in and you can have your own talk show. So it's amazing. If you've got things that you need to get out of your system.
Well, there are rules.
There are rules. Boy, there are rules.
Boy,
there are rules. The rules have me totally hamstrung. Okay, no. Anyway, so did you give me a wind up? Like, shut up? Okay. I love it. I'll be right back. Please don't go away. We'll be right back for our last segment on the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
At Jazzy Junk, volunteers reclaim, restore, and recycle. Jazzy Junk is a non-profit resale storefront where you will discover wonderful, unique finds at very affordable prices on furniture, antiques, books, art, home decor, and more. When you shop Jazzy Junk, you support New Danville, a community for adults with developmental disabilities. We receive new donations daily, so plan a visit to Jazzy Junk today to find that perfect item or gift. Our motto is here today, gone today. So remember to hurry in and shop often for the best selection. Jazzy Junk is located in the outlets at Conroe on League Line Road and I-45 North. Call 936-441-4500 or visit our website, jazzyjunk.org. That's JUNQUE for more information and store hours.
Hi, I'm Mike Sasser, your host of the Health Hour right here on Lone Star Community Radio. I'd like to invite you to tune in to my live show each Wednesday starting at 1 p.m. I like to say it's an hour of health news you can use. Be a part of the conversation by going to MikeSasser.com and clicking on Contact Mike for my email, Facebook, and Twitter links. The Health Hour with Mike Sasser every Wednesday at 1 p.m. on Lone Star Community Radio, your local source for healthy living.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas, Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympic Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.sotx.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Yes, we are. Why are you wagging your finger? You know that makes me nervous. I don't know what you're trying to tell me. See, you know, I know he doesn't know sign language, but it is an index finger he's wagging at me. I want you to know that for sure. He's doing that. But for someone who signs, who knows how to sign language and stuff, when somebody does that, it looks like he's yelling at me the way he's doing it. You know, when you sign larger than the sign usually, you know, has to have, you move your hands. If you move your hands larger and bigger and faster, then the deaf person sees that as you're yelling at them. And I remember whenever I was interpreting for Marvin Schissler at this school, and had a lot of people, a lot of deaf people came to this meeting because they wanted to meet him. They wanted to see him. And so I'm signing, and it kept bothering him because he could see me on the side. So he kept making me move further and further back on the stage away from him as I'm trying to sign for him. And at the end, you know how he goes, Marvin Schissler, Eyewitness News. So I did this real big, you know, spelling his name and really moved my hands larger. And he said, "What are you doing?" And I told him, and I signed to the audience, that you always yell at the end of your news portion, and so that's how they know that you're yelling, that you're doing that. And he was kind of embarrassed, but he said, "I didn't know you could yell through your hands." I said, "Yes, you can." So anyway, that's what Richard looks like he's doing because he's yelling at me. But he's just wagging his finger at me. Okay, Richard, what T-shirt am I wearing today?
Star Wars.
Okay. Now, are you going to side with the Rebellion or the Empire on this new movie that's coming out?
Why would that even be a question?
I just wanted to know. I didn't know. You're so weird whenever I ask you about, you know,
yeah, I
Star
sympathize
Wars.
with what the Empire struggles are.
See that? No, you always do the opposite, and you always try and be so rebellious and all that. So I just.
So why didn't I choose the Rebellion?
Yeah, that's right.
I was kidding. That's a silly question.
It's a silly question. It's the question that everybody wants to know, and that are you going to get the new game, Commander? You're not going to get it, Star Wars Command. You're not going to get that game.
Got time for that?
What game were you playing the other day in here? What game were you in here you were playing? You still play those games, don't you? Oh, you're not supposed to tell that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm an adult, Cindy. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I have no idea what game you're talking about.
There's a new Star Wars.
The fact that that's a question, it's in a marketing ploy. What side are you on? Why would anyone choose Darth Vader's side, the losing side? Especially, that's like asking, we're going to go see the Alamo. What side do you want to be on? I'm like, well, I don't know. Do I want to die or do I want to die honorably?
In those games, though, you choose the side and then you create a lot. You create the war. You create the whole thing. I mean, that's how I watch.
That's a marketing ploy for the game.
Yeah, for the game.
Oh,
Yes. Okay.
Well, I would always, when it comes to games, I always choose what side has the lowest amount of people on it, because that gives me increased numbers to hurt the other team. It's more. I like being 1 against 3.
Yeah, there you go. See, so we
get more points usually in those kind of games, and you get more options instead of hunting down one person.
Well, I wasn't trying to create a patriot in you with Star Wars, but so the new movie coming out, what's it coming out December the 23rd?
Probably Christmas.
Is it what's the name of it? Rogue One. So are you going to go see that? Are you looking forward to it? You're he knows everything about Star Wars. You just get him started, and he's like,
I might see it. I mean, I'll
take your nephews to go see it, right? You'll take them,
yeah,
right?
It's my other nephew's 4th birthday yesterday. I'll probably ask about it this weekend for the birthday party.
How old is he?
This one's turning 4. This one's 4. The other one's 6. So
I'll take him to go see Troll. The 4-year-old.
I'm not going to see that.
No, Justin Timberlake does all the music. It's amazing, and it's.
I'm not going to see that, Cindy. But Star Wars, yeah, probably.
I just want to see if you were going to be in there. Okay,
but yeah, I'll take.
Well, Doctor Strange, would you take him to go see that? 6-year-old, 4-year-old.
4-year-old, no.
Okay. 6-year-old, you would.
6-year-old, maybe. I think it's more of he's more interested in Star Wars, so he'll actually pay attention. I think if you took him to Doctor Strange, he doesn't really know it, so. There's no incentive for him to pay attention besides it's trippy.
Yeah. See, I didn't know anything about that when they wanted to go see it, and they said it's Marvel, because I thought, I don't want to go see it, and it turns out to be Deadpool or something. So.
Well, what's funny is I think it was only made because they got that Cumberbund guy, Cumberbatch or whatever, the actor.
Yeah.
Because Strange is. It's funny because that character isn't. I mean, the character is very interesting, but it brings the supernatural to the comic book world, because in the comic book world everything is kind of science based, similar to science. Like they could prove for example, the X-Men, that's because you have a mutant gene that changes you. And then Spider-Man, you had a radioactive spider that bit him. Batman, he's just psychotic and he has a lot of money. Superman, he's from another planet, he's an alien. But see, Doctor Strange brings the supernatural into it, where he conjures things, and no one can really explain where his powers come from, or if that makes sense.
No.
So when he's in the world of comics, he brings a whole nother spectrum to it, and it's just kind of, if you're used to watching or reading the other comics, it's just kind of like, man, they're just going for it. So.
Well, does
that make sense?
It's it wasn't. He just wasn't as popular superhero icon, to me. Like, I understand Superman and Batman and all those.
Well, that's what I meant. So if I bring a 6-year-old to it, they're not gonna. He's gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
What?
But see, I thought maybe they know it. Now they're more.
No, I honestly think they made that movie because they had that actor. Because the actor is pretty big. He's one of the leading male roles right now, as an actor. Cumberbatch or.
Oh, he's so good.
I call him Sherlock Holmes.
He is.
But yeah, he's
really
a good. No, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that's why they did it.
Well, I am so excited to see this Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That looks so good to me. Does that look good to you? I know. That doesn't? Fantastic Beasts? Do you know anything about it?
It looks okay. I mean, it's just a money-making machine.
Well, okay. Well, you guys got to be here tomorrow because we're going to be talking to Brianna Donahoe, and she's really fantastic. She's not a beast, but she's fantastic. She has so much to tell us, and it's going to be a fun time. So you guys join us on the Cindy Cochran Show tomorrow, 10 a.m., Real Reality Radio.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-3745. 5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schissler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schissler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.